Welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast. At Healthy Steps Nutrition, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition shouldn't be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach. We help gym owners and coaches build successful nutrition programs without reinventing the wheel. I'm your host, Nicole Aucoin, registered dietitian and founder of Healthy Steps Nutrition, CrossFit HSN, and HSN Mentoring. Also the author of the Basics of Nutrition Coaching CrossFit Preferred Nutrition course. I'm going to teach you how to take one step at a time to build a successful nutrition program where you finally feel confident talking about nutrition to your members and your communities. Today, we are talking about increasing efficiency as a nutrition coach. We know that time is money, and if you're not efficient with your time, it's going to feel like you're spinning your wheels but getting nowhere. Trust me, I know this from a fact. This is some of these things that we talked about today are some of the problems that I had when I first started Healthy Steps Nutrition. But if you follow the 3 tips that we talk about, you are going to be more efficient and you can help work with more people. With obesity rates on the rise, there are more and more people looking for help. Now that things are opening up after COVID, people are looking for help. They're realizing what they're doing is not working and they're looking for something new. Gyms and independent nutrition coaches running the HSN platform are seeing increases in nutrition-only clients. Many of them told us that April was their PR month for nutrition ever. It's absolutely amazing. They can handle the influx of nutrition clients because they are doing these 3 things that we talk about in this episode. Take note of the 2nd and 3rd tips that Ashley Osterman and I discuss. As a gym owner or nutrition coach, you want to deliver a professional experience, which means you need to focus on the little things. We will get to this episode right after this message. Are you looking to save time and not reinvent the wheel when building a nutrition program? Healthy Steps Nutrition and HSN Mentoring has a turnkey solution for gym owners and independent coaches to build a successful nutrition program. By adding a nutrition program, you're going to increase your members' results, retention, and add a revenue stream. You will also be able to add nutrition-only clients. Maybe people aren't interested in your gym, but they would be interested in nutrition. Here's how it works. Click the link in the show notes and book a free call with me. I'll give you a lay of the land, show you a demo of the platform, answer any questions that you have, but most importantly, find out a little bit more about your business. We'll talk about our nutrition philosophies and ensure they align to ensure it's a good fit for you. You sign up online, you immediately get access to the course. You can go through the course in as little as 4 to 6 weeks. It takes about 30 hours. The course is for a gym owner and a nutrition coach. The difference between our program and some of the other online courses out there is that you have mentoring calls every step of the way. So it's not just an online course. We help walk you through to ensure that you are set up for success when launching your business. You launch your nutrition program and then you start helping your members and community with nutrition. We would love to work with you. So click the link in the show notes to book a free call and see how we can help. All right, let's get to this episode on increasing efficiency as a nutrition coach. Enjoy. Ashley, welcome back to the Grow Your Nutrition Business podcast.
Hello, Nicole. Always great to be back on and chatting with you.
Today, we are talking about increasing efficiency as a nutrition coach. There are so many times when I've gotten on a phone call with a nutrition coach who tells me they feel overwhelmed with just 10 clients. And the problem is there are so many more people that need help than just 10 people, and nutrition coaches have to be efficient.
You know, I think everyone wants to be more efficient, and especially nutrition coaches. Just think, when you're more efficient, you can spend less time on doing things that you don't really need to do and focus more time on those things to help grow your business and really help your clients.
It's interesting because, especially when you're just starting out, you're not really sure, right? You're like, I don't know what to do. I'm starting from scratch every single time. But the more reps you get, the more confidence you get, the more things you don't have to reinvent. But today, I want to start at ground zero with how to increase efficiency as a nutrition coach. And really, a lot of it comes from the mistakes that I know I've made, and I'm pretty sure most coaches have made the same thing. The first tip for increasing efficiency is time blocking. And basically, this means that you are not checking your email all day long. You're not scheduling your clients with a completely open schedule where you have one client at 7 a.m., one client at 7 p.m. You want to block your time so that you can maximize the amount you can get done in that specific time on one task. I remember when I was coaching at our gym a lot and I would have nutrition clients, I would go from coaching to personal training to nutrition client to coaching. And it's like different types of skill sets that you need for each type. And instead, if you can just have all of your nutrition clients back to back, you're going to be in the right headspace and be so much more efficient. So let's talk about some of the tips that we give our clients, our coaches, when talking about time efficiency and time blocking. The first one is set up a 4-hour block per week that you're going to see clients. Once you fill that up, then add more hours either at the beginning or end of that, or maybe you add another 4-hour block during the week.
Yes, this is a really important thing. I think that's actually helped me so much with my efficiency, being a nutrition coach and just in general, being a more efficient person. I think one of the things that really efficient coaches know is that concentrating work effort with few distractions in one block of time leads to a better work product and faster time. So you're being more productive and you're able to continue on a task and be more efficient overall.
I love it. So this is partly with initial consults, follow-up visits, having that the hours, nutrition hours of the month, but it also goes into checking up with clients and checking in with clients, following up with clients. I remember there was a nutrition client that we had at our HQ location, and expectations weren't set at the very beginning. And he thought that as soon as he entered something in MyFitnessPal that he was going to have a nutrition coach tell him like, good job, or, hey, you shouldn't have had that. And that's not what our goal is as nutrition coaches. Our goal is to empower clients to make healthy choices and be there to support them along the way, but not be this little person on their shoulder telling them, hey, good job, or hey, no, don't do that. So it really goes to setting expectations from the beginning. When we're talking about time blocking and time efficiency, setting expectations with clients at the beginning. Okay, this is how long you can expect it for me to take to turn around and get back to you in a certain amount of time. For us, within 24 hours.
Absolutely. And, setting those expectations from the beginning is going to really help foster that trust and that rapport with your client. And, letting them know, hey, if you're logging your food in MyFitnessPal, you can expect for me to look in and check in on you on this day or this time. Or, hey, I usually check in and send a message on this day. So you can expect to hear from me then. I've heard stories from different coaches we've worked with over the years, and they got so good at that something came up one day and the coach forgets to email or had a family emergency. And that client's reaching out, hey, is everything okay, coach? Because they're so used to that. And that's really helping you instill that trust and that relationship with your client, which is so important for the long term.
Absolutely. When it goes to time blocking, I think one of the things that you should do is have that little buffer between those in-person consults or that follow-up visit, so you can just get everything done for that client after, so you don't have to go back.
Absolutely. I like to build in about 10 to 15 minutes on the back end of my follow-up visits with my clients, so I have the time to do the things I need to do to make sure that everything's planned out, and I'm checking in with them and I'm reaching out and we're talking about the goals that they decided to work on for the time until I see them next.
Love it. So time blocking is really, really important. If you don't do that right now, I challenge you to do it because it's going to be super, super helpful for you.
Hey, Nicole, I have a question for our listeners. When we talk about time blocking, is there a specific software or program or app that you like to use for time blocking?
I personally use Aucoin to schedule clients, and we'll schedule out nutrition hours of the month or whatever hours I am looking to have a specific type of client base. But Aucoin is really good. We use Google Calendars too to block out some time, but whatever is going to work for you. You want to make it easy for clients to book appointments. We love Aucoin because it has automations for email follow-up reminders and text message reminders for clients for their appointments. So the show up rate goes down significantly, but you definitely need a software to help you keep track of clients. Let's talk about number 2.
What is tip number 2 for helping our listeners increase their efficiency as a nutrition coach?
You need systems. And systems allow you to provide a consistent experience and allow you to help more people in less time. And by systems, I mean not starting from scratch every single time you meet a client. Yes, you might start off from scratch the first time or the second time, but after that, we should have some email templates. We should have some client resources, some standard things that's the base for our client experience, and then we build off of that. For instance, intake forms. Right? I think this is a big piece of the puzzle here. When you are meeting with a new client, what questions are you asking? What's the flow of the conversation? How are you helping them? When you meet clients for follow-up visits, what's the flow of that? Do you have a form that you fill out to help you stay on track? I know, especially when you're meeting a client for the first time, nerves might be high, especially if you're a new coach. You might forget to do something, like forget to track their biometrics. Now you don't have a starting point for being able to show them the success that they have, which leads them to motivation to continue. So you want to make sure to have it all written out so that you have those systems and you can provide that consistent experience. It also allows your program to be repeatable.
Absolutely. And, standardization is really important, I think, for two big reasons. One that you already mentioned, Nicole. So we keep ourselves accountable as coaches. We're staying on track. We're not missing a beat. We're making sure that experience is standard across the board. And also because people talk to each other. And I think if you are doing one thing one way for one client and one thing a different way for another client, checking in this amount of time for client A, not checking in this amount of time for client B, people will talk. And it's going to devalue your program if there's not a standard experience amongst all of your clients.
Absolutely. And those systems are really what take the most amount of time to create.
My goodness, yes.
It took us years to create this stuff. And we have a team of people at this point that continues to create resources and tools to make it easier for coaches so that you don't have to spend as much time on the back end. The last thing you want to do is when you're meeting with a client and you're giving them some tips and tools to be jotting down on a piece of paper everything you want them to follow and then just giving them that piece of paper to walk away with. I'm sure there's going to be missing pieces of the puzzle if that's all you're doing. So you want to have those standards that you're providing your client and what is the world-class experience that you're trying to provide to your client and work backwards from there to give them everything that you're trying to give. Remember, we did a podcast with Jay from Strong Body Fitness and he said, Nicole, we have all the best intentions as gym owners to provide this amazing experience for our clients, but we don't have the time to create the systems.
Right.
And I think that's why so many of our clients have been with us for years and years is because they need those systems. They need the structure. They need the ongoing support to make it easy so they can focus on working with their clients. And then we provide everything on the back end.
Absolutely. And Nicole, I know you mentioned the intake form and the follow-up form, but what other systems, what other templates for our nutrition coaches, our gym owners listening would be good to have standardized?
I think check-in templates are really important. Like, what is the client experience between those in-person visits? If you're looking to increase retention of your clients, you can't just be, meeting with them once a month and expect you to build this awesome relationship with them. So what's the client experience between those in-person visits and kind of having that standardized? Also, what kind of client resources are you providing your clients? Are they struggling with stress? Are they traveling? Are they eating out? Are they skipping breakfast? Are they looking for healthy options that their family will love? Like, what resources are you going to give to your clients? And those things you can have standardized so that you're not creating all of that from scratch every single time.
I think one of the greatest perks of HSN mentoring is that we have so many resources in a lot of different deliverable ways. We've got those tangible resources that come in PDFs or printables, but we also have client workbooks that are interactive. We have nutrition and wellness and holistic approach and activity and recipe videos for those clients who would rather listen or hear something instead of reading it. So I think it's really important as you're thinking about increasing your efficiency, really keep in mind that clients will understand and take away things in different ways. So having those different methods of deliverables, whether it's a tip or an email or a video or a PDF, you need to make sure that it's all standardized and consistent no matter which way you're delivering the information to the client.
And I think one other thing that we didn't really mention yet is systems ensure a consistent experience with coaches.
Yes.
And what we find a lot of times in a gym is that there might be multiple people that like nutrition or talk to multiple coaches that talk about nutrition, but one coach is doing macros, one coach is doing keto, one coach is doing something else, and it's not a consistent experience and it's kind of all over the board. So when you think about creating systems, you want the systems to be streamlined for every person delivering the service. It's interesting because in a gym setting, my 6 a.m. class and my 6 p.m. class are going to be similar. We have different coaches, but the warm-up's going to be the same. The way the announcements happen is going to be the same. The way the classes run is going to be the same. It should end around the same time. Like everything is very similar, but yet when we think about nutrition coaching, we don't transfer that over. And systems allow you to have that consistent experience, not only for you when you're working with more clients, but also when different coaches are added to the platform to help support the growth of a nutrition program. So I think we've nailed down, we definitely need some systems. Let's talk about number 3, because I think this one is what separates coaches who can handle 10 clients to coaches that can handle 50 clients.
Absolutely. Number 3 is you need to have a platform, a streamlined way to manage your clients. And I think this is probably one of the biggest mistakes I made as a young nutrition coach with not having a platform or setting the expectations for communication. And then what happens? You have a client emailing you and Facebook messaging you and texting you and trying any way to reach out to you. And that just gets so overwhelming.
It really does. It's impossible to keep track of conversations. I remember I had the same issue and I would be spending so much time going back through before each follow-up visit to figure out what the heck did we even talk about between those in-person visits. Some people use Google Forms, which will work for sure. Is it the most professional experience? Maybe not. I think that's one of the reasons why we invest so much money into the HSN app is I want a professional experience, not only for coaches to communicate, but for us to be able to track biometrics, for us to be able to deliver educational material each week for clients so that they don't feel like the only value is sitting in person. Yes, that is the major value of the program. But the real value is the support around the entire month, right?
Yeah.
So, we create custom habits for clients. Clients can go in and mark those complete so I can see at the end of the week, did my client do what they actually said they were going to do? I can schedule messages to go out to those clients so we can see, are they actually doing it or was there a roadblock in the way? And what we don't want to happen is there is a roadblock and then nothing happens for the next couple weeks until they come back in person and then they say, oh, I failed this month. This month wasn't good. Well, could we have intervened a little bit faster to help them get back on track so that they would have seen the results that they were looking to achieve?
Absolutely. Being there to provide that accountability and that support is so important. And yes, you're right, Nicole, with those custom habits and seeing, is my client doing what they're saying they were doing? After the second day, I notice they haven't checked off their habits. I'm sending a quick message. Hey, how's everything going? Is there anything I can do to help support you to achieve X goal? And I think that is a huge differentiator between those clients who sometimes fall off the wagon and don't see that progress versus those clients who know you're there to support them, understand that sometimes I might not be perfect, but I know that you're there and you're going to help me continue on my road to my goal.
Absolutely. I was talking to a nutrition coach the other day and she's like, hey, Nicole, I've got someone who, hasn't been super responsive in the app. What is a way for them to get a little bit more responsive? And I was like, you know what? Shoot a video message to them and say, hey, Ashley, I'm just thinking about you. It's Friday. I know that the weekends are a little bit tougher for you to stay on track. Here's one tip to help you. Will I see you at the gym on Saturday for our group workout? Or will I see you on Monday? What's something that you nailed this week? And that video message is going to be able to transfer over like, hey, I really care about you. I'm excited about you. Video messages are just easier for people to hear your tone.
Yep.
And see how much you care versus a message saying like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's that personal touch. And it's really, you're right. It's showing that you care and you're invested in their progress. And that again is continuing to lay down that rapport and that trust for that prolonged client retention.
Absolutely. So when you're thinking about increasing efficiency as a nutrition coach, and we have a platform to manage our clients, After we meet with that client, go ahead and schedule messages to go out to that client. Go ahead and schedule the custom habits to go out. Go ahead and put in those notes so that you don't have to go back and remember all of that stuff later. It's going to help you increase efficiency, which is one of the reasons why we highly recommend having that 15-minute buffer between those in-person visits so that you have the time to button up everything before moving on to the next client. Because it can be very tough to remember everything if you've got 4 or 5 clients right in a row back to what the first client was saying or doing.
Absolutely. And I think really, the platform and the systems go hand in hand. And we've heard from so many different nutrition coaches and gym owners that tell us, before actually getting the systems and having the platform, I felt overwhelmed at, 10, 15 clients and are managing in the upwards of 50 to 60 clients. So guys, that really does make the difference to how you can actually grow your program and help more people.
Absolutely. One question that we get asked often that I want to go back to tip number 1 with time blocking, and then we can wrap this thing up.
Okay.
So people always ask us, hey, Nicole, I understand you're telling me 4 hours per week, but what 4 hours should I pick?
Yeah, that's a good question. It is.
And I want to give you a couple different kind of ideas here behind it. We always have one Saturday a month that we recommend our coaches put into the calendar. Saturdays, I think, are really great because people are not trying to juggle work and sports activities and all of the things kids extracurricular. So it makes it a little bit easier. So Saturday mornings is one of the times that we recommend once per week, an evening time, and then of course a morning time. So like you're getting different varieties of clients, and you might do a morning time week 1 and evening time week 2, and then week 2 also have that Saturday afternoon or morning time blocked off and available. So I think varying the times is really helpful, but then keeping it consistent. Like, okay, the first Monday is always the morning, so that when you book that client, the follow-up visit the following Monday can be around the same time. And you always want to remember to book your follow-up visits during the actual consult. Same thing with challenges. When you're running a nutrition challenge, you want to book the follow-up visit during that initial challenge meeting. When people have follow-up visits on the books, it's so much easier for them to stick with it, and you'll have less drop-off when you do that.
Definitely keeps them more accountable. I mean, my doctor does that every time I go in for my annual visit. They book my next annual visit at that time for the next year. So I know I have it and it's in the books and I'm going to make it.
There's so many companies and like different types of people. Your hairdresser, like the same thing. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Book that follow-up visit during the current visit. So again, 3 tips for increasing efficiency as a nutrition coach. Number 1, start time blocking. Block out your time. Your time is so valuable. You need to make sure that you're valuing your time. Number 2, you want to make sure that you have the systems in place, and that means creating forms. That means creating client resources. That means not having to start at 0 every single time. And when you have those systems, it allows you to provide a consistent experience, which allows you to scale your program and add more coaches. The last thing is you definitely need a platform to manage your clients. If you don't have a platform, I highly recommend that you book a free call with us at growyournutritionbusiness.com so that you can see how we can help you save time and not reinvent the wheel when it comes to building a nutrition program from scratch. I hope you enjoyed that episode on increasing efficiency. It's the little things, it's the details, it's the systems that take so long to get in place, but once you have them, it allows you to scale and help more people. Systems are the limiting factor for most nutrition programs. If you're having to create everything from scratch, or you can't provide a consistent experience for nutrition coaching within your gym, it's going to cause some problems. In a gym setting, your nutrition clients talk to each other. And if one person's doing one thing, one coach is doing something different, it's going to devalue your program. Your clients are already confused because there's so much misinformation out there. You have to have a streamlined platform for your nutrition program, which means you need systems. If you're struggling with this, we would love to help you. Click the link in the show notes and book a free call so that we can learn more about you and see how we can help you at Healthy Steps Nutrition. I hope you enjoyed this episode on increasing efficiency as a nutrition coach, and we'll see you back here soon.